Hey guys, I just wanted to come on here real quick, give you guys some extra information and update on some of the Capitol stuff that I did not know whenever we did our last podcast. There's a lot going on, but let's see. So it is confirmed that a BLM activist was a part of it. He admitted it. I'm not saying that the Trumpsters weren't involved, because obviously when things are going down, the riot mentality or the mob mentality kind of takes over. But yeah, and I'll put the article up for you guys. But also, it seems like over 55 people have been charged after the DC protests, and some of them even carrying military semi-automatic rifles and 11 Molotov cocktails that were ready to go. But we have no idea who these people were, who was carrying this stuff yet, and I'm sure it'll come out as the investigation goes and continues. There's also a video that I saw. I think a lot of you, especially the people on the left, might find interesting, and I'll put that video in the link of this video. But apparently, somebody was trying to break a window. And as this person was breaking the window, all the Trump supporters were yelling, "Antifa, Antifa," and they swarmed this guy and threw him to the police. So I'll give you that to kind of check out, as well as some video footage of the police really opening up the barricades and the doors and letting people just kind of in the building, just walking around. So that's very, very interesting. And something else, too, that I want to address to you guys. We're, like I said in the last podcast, we need to find common ground because, you have the whole censorship with Parler. Like, if you woke up this morning and tried to get on Parler, you couldn't. And that's because of all the attacks that have been going on Parler. But now you got a lot of people from the left, even some of the leaders, just calling for the Trump supporters, like just condemning the Trump supporters, saying that they need to be gone after, and that's kind of ridiculous. And even people from the Bernie campaign, and I'm going to read this quote. It says, "You're either Antifa or pro-fascism. There is no middle ground. The question today isn't which side are you on. The question has already been answered. We know who sided with fascism. Don't let them escape." Now, what does that even mean? So, first of all, we're not fascists, right? People believe, over 75 million Americans believe that there was some discrepancies with this last election. And it seemed like all the left wanted to do, and the Democrats, they just wanted to just cover it up. Nothing to see here. I mean, if there's really nothing to see here, then why are we not being transparent with this whole thing to give confidence to this election? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And that's kind of where I just completely disagree. Like, we need to see this. We need to look at this thing and examine it. And also, it is confirmed too. And I'll put this tweet up here. But we weren't the only ones there. There was a call to arms by, who is this, Jaden X. He's one of the leaders of Antifa. And it said, and this is what he tweeted out whenever Donald Trump had tweeted for there to be a rally. He said, "Trump is like the official organizer of J6 Fash rally." When he told Proud Boys to stand down and stand by, he really wasn't kidding. "We need numbers to show up. No fascists in D.C. March against fascism. Spread the word, comrades." So there was a call to arms to go to the rally as well from Antifa. Yeah, I mean, as I was there, I didn't see clearly. I didn't see anybody that was obviously Black Lives Matter or Antifa. So it begs the question. And especially that picture where they're attacking the guy, I'll put it up there. You'll notice the guy with the red hat is attacking and trying to get a hold of the guy that was breaking the window with the black helmet. Now I notice some Trump people wear armor and stuff like that as a symbol, but if you look at Antifa and all that stuff, they're always masking up and trying to make sure they're not recognizable. And that's kind of how this guy struck me, right? So whenever I see a Trump person, they'll wear a vest, or maybe a helmet. Not usually do they wear like a mask. Like usually you can kind of tell who the person is, but this individual was just kind of covered up. So yeah, I mean, I think that's just some interesting stuff. Like I said, I'm not sticking up for, the Trump people that ran into the Capitol, but there's a lot more going on here than where, this isn't just clearly, Trump supporters, and mostly it wasn't Trump supporters, because I was actually there. But yeah, so I've also got some sources too, just to kind of give you guys a heads up to whoever's listening. According to my sources, martial law seems to really be in the works, like before Biden takes over. And if that's true, I've been told that we should probably stock up over the next 2 to 4 weeks with extra food, extra water, that communication could be temporarily shut down, and that the president's going to try to communicate through the electronic broadcast system. So if this is true, just kind of get ready. It's going to get crazier. If he does declare martial law, the left's going to go crazy as well. If he doesn't, then, we'll just transition. But I want you guys to be ready, kind of be prepared. So here's one thing you need to learn about the president. I don't think he's going to take this lying down. He's a fighter. And if he were to leave office now, he would be known throughout the media as the worst president, which they're already trying to do that to him. That he's crazy, which is they're also trying to paint that as well, trying to invoke the 25th Amendment to deem him crazy. Now there's a difference between crazy and psychotic, right? I'm crazy. If you know me, you know I'm crazy. I'll run 50 miles, and I'll test and push myself and all that stuff. But there's a difference between crazy and psychotic. Psychotic wants to hurt people. Psychotic wants to destroy things that are good. And I don't necessarily believe that that's the case, at least not at this point. And if I ever thought that of this man, I would completely condemn him and, march against him as well. But we'll see. He's going to either go down, a tyrant or a hero, and we'll see what that ends up being. But I can tell you right now, the news media, they lie. They lie to you. Like, I've seen it with my own eyes, and they lied about the things that I have personally seen. And whether you believe me or not, that's up to you. I don't care. Go check this stuff out for yourself, right? If you're just listening to mainstream and, these news outlets, and you're not looking at the other side. And I even say that for the conservatives. If you're just listening to conservative stuff, but you're not trying to get a good idea of how the other side is listening or talking, you need to get a full picture on it. That's it. That's all I got for you, but I wanted to give you guys that quick update. Everything's not as it seems. So I want you guys to be safe out there, and be loving, be peaceful, but don't stay silent, guys. Don't stay silent. Because this is clearly a takeover. When they're shutting Parler down, they're shutting everybody's thoughts down. A lot of people are saying too, they're a private business. They can do whatever they want. And I say, okay, well then can we open up all the other businesses that are shut down? They're privately owned. They can do what they want, right? It makes sense to me. If not, well then we have a double standard there. So, and I tend to think of social media as the press. I think it needs to be protected from speech, because they're shutting down completely the conservative view, and I would never want the liberal view to be completely demolished. And not even censored in any way. I think everybody needs to be able to say and express what they mean, and there should be no silencing, obviously peacefully, and no incitement of violence. But you gotta, people need to be heard, right? And not have to fear about being shut down. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Stay safe. Love you guys. Be good. And we'll see what happens. Get ready, guys. Get ready, because get your popcorn. It's going to get intense. See ya. Bye.